If you say you're going to do something, do you actually do it? That's called commitment. And I'm not talking about the kind of commitment that you make to a spouse or a partner, or even your kids, or even in a contract. I'm talking about the kind of commitment that you make to yourself. The kind of commitment that you're more likely to break. I recently bought this new rowing machine, and I'm excited because I used to row in college. I was in the best shape of my life back then. I want to get back to that. But I know that for things like this, I basically have two options here. So I've had this rowing machine, torture machine, for about 2 weeks now, and I've been rowing casually, just getting my form down, and been getting into a good groove. Today I'm supposed to row as fast as I can for 2,000 meters on this thing, and I'll tell you right now, I do not want to do this. But I also definitely don't want to quit. If you've ever wanted to be stronger, happier, healthier, or more productive, then you've likely tried starting new habits to support this better version of yourself. And starting is easy. That's the easy part. We've all started a lot of things. You just go. But how often do we actually finish? How often do we actually commit to what we say we're going to do? Why do we quit? To help us figure this out so we stop quitting, we have to uncover the pattern that all of us humans go through. Phase 1, realization. Something isn't quite right. Maybe you're gaining a little bit of weight, or you're not checking off your to-do list every day. Maybe you're just super stressed. You have so much stuff going on and you know you need to slow down, which leads to the realization that you need to make a change. But you know it's not going to happen overnight. You need to start a new habit, a practice to support this change that you want. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. And so you make a decision to start a new one. Phase 2, excitement. You're stoked. A new you is on the other side of doing this. So you prepare for it. And you might even spend some money to help support the cause. Those new shoes for the runs you're going to go on. That new journal that you're going to write in each day. That Peloton bike or the rowing machine that you've invested in. You're ready. You set clear goals. And it's this excitement that we all love the most, more than anything. The what ifs. What if I do look better? What if I do have less stress? What if I do start a new business? What if I did finally write that book? But you know none of that matters until you start. You got to put in the work. Which takes us to phase 3, the initial drive. You're not just all talk. You're walking the walk too, or in my case here, rowing the row. In the beginning, it's easy because it's new. You've got that new energy. You're so excited about it. You might even be so excited you want to let others know about it too. So what do? You might share about it on social media, and then people like it. They comment on it, so it fires you up even more. And that's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. Accountability is fantastic. But starting is just part of the equation. Because even after just a short period of time, phase 4 inevitably starts. Losing momentum. Now it's not so new anymore. And it's getting harder. The honeymoon period is over, and whatever you were excited about before becomes repetitive and boring. It's like a chore now. And you're long past the excitement of just getting started. Instead, you say to yourself, I have to do this again, and then again. And what eventually happens? You begin questioning the whole thing. So you start to slow down. You start to reconsider. The idea of giving up or just wondering whether it's all for nothing starts to creep in your head. Why? Because now it's hard. And now it's boring. But this is where the real test comes in. This is the moment where you decide whether or not you're actually committed to doing this, when it is hard, when you feel the pain, when you are struggling, when you don't want to do this anymore, are you going to honor your commitment? Our lives are like choose your own adventure stories. And it's in these moments that define who we are. You can either choose to go down the hard path that puts you in a better spot, or you can choose to go back to where you came from. Safer, sure, but without any positive change. The question is, though, in this moment of hard, boring, mundane, I want to give up, I want to quit, what is going to keep you going? Pulling from one of my favorite books, Atomic Habits, written by my good friend James Clear, I recommend 2 things that have helped me personally. Number 1, reprogramming the story in our minds from I have to do this to I get to do this. I get to be on this machine. I get the opportunity to work out and improve on my health. And number 2, knowing that losing motivation is completely normal. But it's those who persist who get the reward. The reward is on the other end of this hard work and boredom. This is the universe testing us as if it's asking, well, how much do you really want this? As James writes, there will be days when you feel like quitting. When you start a business, there will be days when you don't feel like showing up. When you're at the gym, there will be sets that you just don't feel like finishing. When it's time to write, there will be days that you don't feel like typing. But stepping up when it's annoying or painful or draining to do so, that's what makes the difference between a professional and an amateur. And so if you choose, and only if you choose to do so, you get to go into phase 5. Going beyond your known limits, even though you think you can't. In Jesse Itzler's book, Living with a Seal, that's a Navy SEAL, not the animal, he discovered the 40% rule.
One of the things that Seal said to me, and it's in the book, he would say that when your mind is telling you you're done, you're really only 40% done. And he had a motto, if it doesn't suck, we don't do it. And that was his way of every day forcing us to get uncomfortable, to figure out what our baseline was and what our comfort level was.
In rowing, there's something called a power 10. And it's when you're in a race, for 10 strokes, you pull as hard as you can to gain on the boat ahead of you. And 10 times out of 10, when you're in the middle of a race, even though you think you don't have the energy to do this, you do. Power 10 in 3 strokes. 3, 2. Last one. Let's push off with those feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try putting a power 10 in your habits every once in a while. You'll surprise yourself. Also, look at the camera every once in a while. With people watching you, sometimes you can't help but keep going further, keep pushing a little bit harder. Remember why you decided to do this in the first place. And through all the pain, the repetitiveness, the doubts, the demons telling you to stop, you keep going anyway, for no one other than you. You're doing this for you. Now, I'm not the best rower in the world. I could still work on my form. I could still push even harder. And based on these numbers, I realize that I have a long way to go until I'm even close to where I was back in college. But that doesn't matter. What matters is every single time I get on this thing, I'm a little bit better than the version I was the last time. And if you push through and you keep going, you eventually finish and you complete. And then before you know it, you've done it. And that's the moment to be proud. Celebrate those small wins and realize you just set a new benchmark for your future self to improve upon. And after you catch your breath, you realize, well, guess what? You're back to where you were, but a better version of yourself with one new session under your belt for the next time. More experience, more confident. You don't have to do this again. You get to do it again. And the results, well, they don't come immediately. You don't see improvement after just one session or just 1 week or even just 1 month. The results come from the cumulative effort you continue to put in to improve just a little bit more each time. It comes from commitment. This is a story about commitment. What do you get to do? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please like and consider subscribing. Thank you, and here's to you, your goals, and your better future self.